Meghan's upset. Losing to Piers Morgan's battle makes Sussex's risk a collapse greater than ever. She's apparently livid after Ofcom rules in his favor. His explosive comments about liar Meghan Markle divided the UK, led to his departure from Good Morning Britain, and attracted 58,697 complaints, the highest ever in Ofcom's 18-year history. But last week, Piers Morgan was given the last laugh after the media regulator dismissed all complaints against him and ITV, saying limiting the views that he voiced in March following Meghan and Harry's infamous Oprah interview would be an unwarranted and cold restriction on freedom of expression. Taking to Twitter after the ruling, Piers said he was delighted and described it as a resounding victory for free speech. Piers, of course, a nice backhanded slap in the face for Meghan Markle, and the name Princess Pinocchio is going to follow her for the rest of her miserable, spiteful life. That is the best part. But while the former Good Morning Britain presenter celebrates, there is, of course, one person in particular who is fuming positively: Meghan herself. The hypocritical Duchess has been among nearly 59,000 complaints against Piers and ITV after he said directly that he refused to believe her claims about feeling suicidal while working with status as a senior royal, and the general consensus is that Meghan won't get the Ofcom ruling lying down. Just like Piers Morgan said also, the title and security and the race were not true, and that he gave the real reason. So Meghan was wrong, and she 100% knew it on the interview. The only reason the broadcaster got involved was that a few thousand of that couple's friends complained and demanded his removal from the show. And the broadcasters did not care, and they did not dare upset the lefty lovies. So instead of telling them to piss off and get a life, they gave in to them. Not to mention many of the more thousands of viewers who did agree with Piers Morgan and wanted him back. I have to say Piers Morgan because of its freedom of speech mostly. He called her out on her lies and all of her misunderstandings, and her fans and Meghan herself made calls and sent emails wanting his head on a platter. It seems reasonable for a reporter, a news person, a journalist to be able to say liar and then list the lies. But well, it's all became about him not liking her. So what? She still lied, even if he had liked her or didn't like her. She lied. I get so tired of the "no, let me translate," a favorite saying of Meghan's fans that you likely have heard also. If you do not like Meghan, it's because she's an American, she's famous, she's beautiful, talented, and so on. In the meantime, we answer questions and get jumped on by her online saviors. They even claim to be her defenders, to hammer, to beat us, the warriors to stop us. Perhaps too much video game time. Her fans criticize the monarchy left and right. Prince William and Catherine are now villains. They accuse them of setting out to hurt the Sussexes' leaked lies about them. Ran them off. The Sussex fans claim that Harry and Meghan worked harder and more. The family was so jealous because they outshined them all. Now there are no facts, none to this, and they will not provide any. But they will claim the royal ribbons and the pose for the photos, and that's it. But Harry and Meghan did real work for their entire time they were there, so they say. So people like myself and other royal fans will post proof, only to be told it's not real or it's slanted, or how do we know? So Piers Morgan said it on TV to millions, and many thought he was right. They had just as many complaints that he was gone as they did who thought he should be gone. It's freedom of speech. He told what lies she said, and he was right. But her fans do not like it. They claim, well, just about anything to make her right. I've been told that she believed it's because she couldn't ask anyone. I've been told she really meant this. May I ask how you know what she meant? I've been told she was talking about in the future, a long time from now, from when Charles becomes king, but really, so even before Archie's birth, in May of 2019? She's upset he won't get the title and security the Cambridge children have. Yes, she says, all the while, I'm pregnant and hearing these conversations about concerns about him, and we won't get a title or security at his birth. Yes, Meghan's talking then, at birth, and in the future also. She's talking clickbait and tabloids, clearing in an interview. And in 2019, when she's all worried about security. And in 2020, when she admits she asked to keep them secure. And again in 2021. Piers Morgan was pointing it out. Also, he said that she thought of their children should be given titles and security, not that the security was provided. Archie had some security while his parents were working royals. The home had security and his parents, so when with parents or at home with the nanny, he had security. But Meghan wanted it her way. Sorry, she did. On March 7, 2021, she knew that the title did not equal security, and yet she brought it up. She knew in March 2020 at the latest about security and why, and she knew that it had nothing to do with that. No title or security at the time of birth in 2019 or even in 2021. Yet she brought it up, sure to upset many people, thinking what? Not. As for the security issue, that is quite a big delusion on Meghan and Harry's part. Meghan still and now Harry craves the spotlight and the resorted to paying their propaganda firm to keep them in the news. There are no paparazzi mobs in the UK or the US interested in following them. The public relations firm already makes certain non-newsworthy vapid stories with old photographs are in magazines. Piers Morgan from day one said that he has stood for what he believes in, and Meghan Markle didn't believe anything from day one. Now he's had his own personal experience with her, so he knows what she's like. He knew her long before any of us, and Harry did too. Then she was trying to get dates with other men before Harry fell for her. Meanwhile, royal biographer Angela Levin said last week, I think she's going to be totally alive after the Ofcom announced that, in line with freedom of expression, Mr. Morgan is entitled to say that he does not believe Meghan and Harry's allegations of neglect from within the palace. Meghan will ask her attorneys to see what they can do about it. She can't deal with someone saying that she's not telling the truth because she's geared towards compassion, understanding, and concern for people. But let me see a fan that said what he sees. I had to set to with a Sussex fan on another social media site who told me it wasn't a lie, that they had gotten married 3 days before. Just rather sweet because she was so innocent and didn't know how the law worked in England. So I pointed out that not only had she been married before, but she knew perfectly well that there had to be 2 witnesses, a register to sign and a marriage certificate issued. She said quite plainly to Oprah that it was just the 3 of them, her, H, and the Archbishop. So what is the rabid fan saying? That she is a bit thick and isn't smart enough to remember how a wedding ceremony works? Predictably enough, he called me terrible names and blocked me. Like Finding Freedom author and alleged friend of the Sussexes, Omid Scobie also weighed in, questioning Ofcom's decision and saying that discrediting one's mental health issues on TV has reinforced a dangerous stigma and put others at risk. Last week, Piers Morgan went to great lengths to celebrate Ofcom's ruling as loudly as possible. Piers then ended his victory day by heading to the GQ Men of the Year Awards, where in a rather awkward time case, he sat in the stands as Prince Harry presented the award over video link.